Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new here, my name is Nkenna. I'm responsible for everything that goes on here. As you guys can tell from the title of today's video, this is going to be another nursing myths video. If you guys have not seen my other nursing myths videos, I will make sure that I link them up here. You guys can go check them out, see what they're about, and then come back to this video. So diving right into today's myth, the myth of the day is that all nursing jobs are the same. And this is false. Again, one day we're gonna have a true myth, but today is not the day. Just right off the bat, you guys know if they were all the same, they would have the same name. So we would not have a differentiation between ICU, ER, med-surg, oncology, peds. We wouldn't have the differentiation between all those different subsets of nursing. The same reason why in nursing school you have different course names, because if it was just one thing, nursing school would just consistently 2 years be the same thing. What one nurse does at an LTAC facility is not the same thing as what another nurse is going to do at the bedside or what another nurse is going to do in a private practice. I have a lot of friends from nursing school and we all work in different specialties, but even in that, the nurses that I know, the friends that I know that work in the same specialties, they do different things at different hospitals, or they are in different subsets. They might be in a neuro step down unit, or they might be at a specialized neuro facility and they're doing different things that I'm doing, you know, at the hospital. So it's all just a learning experience. Even within a specialty itself, a nurse on a neuro step down unit is doing something completely different than a nurse in the neuro ICU. And then you get into comprehensive stroke centers, and a nurse at a comprehensive stroke center is doing something different from a nurse at an outside facility hospital that maybe they don't handle, you know, certain different types of strokes and they transfer them to different units. So there's so much diversity within even just one specialty itself. And that's the beauty of nursing. If you don't like something, you can always switch. So if I decide tomorrow that I don't like neuro, I want to go into cardiac, then I can do that. And there's no penalty for that. It's a lot of on-the-job training. You don't have to go back to school to get some kind of certification. You can just switch. I do personally think that I'm always going to be an ICU nurse, but even with ICU, there are different specialties. There is surgical ICU, transplant ICU, there is cardiovascular ICU, neuro ICU, and burn ICU. Oh, and I forgot medical ICU. There are so many different types of intensive care units, so it's nice that I can switch around, and you might see one thing at one type of hospital that's maybe a smaller hospital, but you might see something, you know, completely different at a bigger level 1 trauma center. So there's just always stuff to be learned, always stuff to be seen, different patient populations no matter where you go. So reeling it back in, not all nursing jobs are the same. Different nurses in different roles, different specialties are going to be handling different meds, different types of problems. They're going to see a lot of different things, and they're going to have different day-to-day roles. I think the final things that I'll say is that it's reassuring to know that you're not stuck in one specialty for the rest of your life. If you don't like something, you can always switch and go to something else. Just looking at my background, I've been a bedside nurse for 6 going on 7 months in the neuro ICU. But even before that, I worked as a patient care technician at a children's hospital in the pediatric ICU. I worked as a nurse extern on an open heart surgery and thoracic vascular surgery step down unit. I also worked on a forensics unit with inmates, so it was essentially med-surg. And then I also worked on a telemetry unit. And I worked as an emergency department scribe at an emergency department. I was about to say emergency department again. How many times can I say it? So I have a lot of different backgrounds within healthcare. So just a lot of variety. There are a lot of things, a lot of different avenues, and just pick whatever interests you. And sometimes you have to go through these different specialties to see that, I don't really like that too much, or didn't really like that. Maybe I like that a little bit. Maybe I want to go try this to make sure I don't like it. I will say that going into nursing school, I thought that I was going to be a peds nurse. I worked at a children's hospital and I realized that I did not like it. It really didn't pique my interest, but then on top of that, I didn't like the people. So not the people as in patients, but the people that I worked with. So that was enough to kind of end that for me, close that door for me. But you know, sometimes that's what you have to do, because can you imagine if I never worked in peds and then I got to that job and I was absolutely miserable? And this is a place where you sign 2-year contracts. So I'm signed into a 2-year contract and I'm absolutely miserable. The people that work there are miserable, telling me not to work there because they hate it and they're ready to go. You know, it just would have been a really vicious cycle. So I say all that to say, sometimes you gotta explore, sometimes you gotta experiment. But I will say that even if you don't like something, there's always something to be learned. I didn't like having practicum on a med-surg floor, but I learned a lot. So always go into it with an open mind, always think, what can I learn? What can I take to my next position from this current situation? So that is all that I have for you guys. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, like the video, give it a thumbs up, share this video with a friend, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.